The Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour, power to the people, talking about the power of the people of Atlantic City, a platform for people to discuss ideas of the community, creating an all-inclusive environment where people of Atlantic City can actively participate in the economic revitalization of Atlantic City's future. This forum will focus on black and white capitalism, working together to create red, white, and blue capitalism. Every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. on WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM. We have gospel.com. The Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour. Power to the people.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've never been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're rolling up.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Atlantic City and America, and Washington, D.C., and the Virgin Islands, and California, and Dallas, Texas, and all the incredible people and places that came and participated in our extraordinary Opportunity Zone Black Capitalism Fund Summit last week. It was wonderful, wasn't it, Lisa?
Oh, my gosh. I'm still on a high from it, Jimmy Whitehead.
Yes.
Fantastic job.
Yes. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It was phenomenal.
And we had my good brother, my protege, Dominique Robinson. You were in the house with us?
Yes, sir. Beautiful opportunity.
How did you enjoy the summit, Dominique?
It was perfect because we need opportunity, and all the opportunity was brought to us. We just got to implement what we know and take advantage of it.
Wonderful. Well said, brother. Teddy Taché, are you with us yet? Okay, well, I'm sure you're coming online. And today, what we're going to do on our show, we're going to split it into the three pieces. We have a couple more folks coming, Derek Brock and others. So the first part of the show, we're going to give an update on what went on at this wonderful Opportunity Zone Summit that we had hosted at the Showboat. A little over 100 people showed up. We had a couple of billionaires there. We had a few hundred millionaires there. We had everybody in the room focused on how we can invest several $1 billion into Atlantic City. What's up, Orlando Hutchinson? You better be getting better out there in California, brother. So we had this focus on how do we turn Atlantic City into America's first triangle. Stefan, the music's still playing a little bit. You got it down? Okay. Here we go. We'll take it all the way down. Stefan is the DJ in the club at the house. So we focused on the first section, how do we collaborate with investors and create an environment where we can attract new tenants to Atlantic City that primarily are defense industry, cybersecurity tenants, and how can we drive a $3 billion investment into creating new jobs in Atlantic City, 5,000 to 10,000 new jobs, and it was just fabulous. Lisa Danhall, you were there with us.
Yes, I was.
What was your thoughts about the summit?
I'm still on a high from the summit. First off, I really didn't understand the concept. What exactly is an opportunity zone? Mm-hmm. I've been doing this show with you for weeks, and you and Teddy Taché, I didn't get it. I'll just be real about it.
Sure.
I didn't get it. Did you get it when they said, what is it? What's the title? Opportunity Zone Black Capitalism Fund Summit.
It's a long title.
Yeah, it's a long title. I didn't even know what it meant.
Right.
But when I went, it was just so much information that you brought to the city of Atlantic
had to
City.
process it all.
Yeah, I like that night when I got home, I just was sitting in my room quietly, just like I was just trying to process all that, we had, because I got to give you guys all the props because you explained it from beginning to end.
Yes.
Like, what is an opportunity zone?
Yes.
How do you qualify?
How do you qualify? Why should you build your business in an opportunity zone? Then to top it off, they had the financial backers there.
Right.
Dude, I took to the airport. I'm telling you, like, he totally inspired me. It take me to a whole nother level. Not only did they tell you how to do it, they actually had investors there on site to show you, and the people were willing to just talk to you one-on-one and say, look, sis, this is what you need to do. I met a real estate girl, Valerie Trent, shouting out to Valerie Trent, who owns...
She went down to Washington, D.C. the next day to meet with Teddy Taché and Linda Dorman.
See?
So she left.
She's powerful.
She's down there. Keep on going.
Powerful. So, it's powerhouse. It was just a lot of power, and she is Ivy League, schools real estate person. She Valerie Trent is like, she talked to me about some things that I could do with my properties in Brigantine that I never even thought about beyond doing the Airbnbs.
Wow.
So it's not what it's who you can get together with and network, and just the energy in the room alone. Like I said, I can't wait till the next one. I can't wait till the next one to find out, like how I can make my business be qualified to get some of that funding.
Well, Teddy Taché, are you on the line yet? Not yet? Okay, she'll be joining us to answer some of those questions. But we will say this, and we had a couple of other incredible individuals walk in, Derek Brock and James Z. King L. Derek Brock, the dark one.
Yes.
With the black polo.
Always giving the middle complexion guy a hard time.
What's up, baby? Give us some of that love. Give us some of that love.
Good to see you.
The crew is stepping in. These are the guys that rock and roll.
Good.
Y'all know Derek Brock, what he does. He's what I call the Brock logic. That's the new terminology for Derek Brock, because he breaks everything down very simple and very logical without getting emotional. And when he finished talking to you, you understand clearly what the message was.
So I ain't gonna tell you, he just punched me in the eye.
Oh no, that's part of the logic. That's logic too. That's the Brock logic.
Made sense.
That's Pitney logic.
It was strategic.
Yeah. So good. I'm glad you walked in perfect timing, because you both were at the summit. Because what we're doing today, we're breaking the show into three parts. First, we're going to start talking about the summit, which I want to get your thoughts on. Then the second part, we're going to talk about the Vote No campaign against the referendum and what we got to do next.
Yes, sir.
As well as we got a lady coming here to talk to us about the Census Bureau and how important that census is. And then we're going to close the show talking about this extravaganza, extraordinary legend boxing foundation fight that we're going to put on in July in Atlantic City. And we're going to invite Snoop Dogg and everybody. Gin and juice, riding down the street, all that, okay?
Snoop better
come out to my
apologize
song,
to
right?
Gail. I don't know about Snoop.
Yeah. So,
He better apologize to Gail.
Yes.
That wasn't right.
yeah.
She owes a better apology.
But we're not going to
too.
take it there.
Yeah.
I don't respect Gail's apology.
Right.
But Snoop do owe her.
Yeah.
But
He
she,
apologized twice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
At least he apologized. That's all I got to say.
apologized
Because
twice.
Gail is somebody's mother, wife, sister, or whatever. You don't respect women in that way.
And the same thing
I'm
about
sorry.
Kobe, because he's a father,
That's right.
inspiration to millions.
That's
Yes.
right.
So forth
That's
and on.
right. That's
Yes.
right.
We should never disrespect each other, period.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
Well
right.
said.
Well
Well said,
said.
brother.
All right.
So since you guys
people in
walked
media
in-
rule.
Yes, ma'am.
the Queen had just was giving us an explanation of what she saw in there. So why don't we go like this? James King, why don't you tell me some of your experiences from the summit? Derek, I want to hear your experiences from the summit. And then we're going to wrap it up by hearing Dominique's experience from the summit.
Okay.
Because Dominique Robinson, he comes to us as a protege of our crew. He's a young brother. He's done some things in the past like we all have, but he's got his life together, and he's actually working with Derek Brock and I and Paul Bonds on a couple of properties. We're going to do some development that we're talking about. But with that, Derek, let me hear your comments, and Teddy Taché has joined us too. So, Derek, what was your thoughts about the summit that Teddy Taché orchestrated up here?
Wow. I need a couple of hours. It's hard to sum it up in a few words.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Well, do your thing, brother. Teddy Tache, you on the line?
You know,
Yes, I am.
Okay, Derek Brock is getting ready to talk about your summit. So,
you know, being a resident of Atlantic City, one thing that we seem to be missing is really good networking opportunities. And when we as the residents tend to come together for our networking, it seems like the resources seem a little limited. It's like we're all like talking to the blind almost. You know, it's not that bad, but there's a lot of small business people here. But on a larger scale, that event that you had seemed to be closer in terms of, you know, what Atlantic City needs. People who have a varying backgrounds in education and business and finance. And that's what the summit overall seemed like it brought. It brought a varying amount of degree of people who had knowledge, financial experience, and business development experience on a major scale. And to me, that's what I got out of it.
thank you. James King L. James King L. What was your thoughts from the summit? Because you were there for the entire activity.
Yeah. Pardon me, I'm doing a Brock right now with my phone.
Okay.
I never seen all this before. I've been in media for 30 years.
Okay.
But I was blown away. You know what I mean? That they knew it was a vegetarian coming. There was no vegetarian food. It's like, nah. Y'all, this is what I do. Don't nobody think I'm serious. I'm just, lightening the load.
Sure.
I think it was a great experience. It was mind-blowing to see a lot of people that look like me, you know what I mean, trying to do major things and not begging. You know, so many of our people just turned into full-time beggars.
Yeah.
And I find that to be less manly.
Yeah.
I like to hear these great agendas that was put to the table, and I liked hearing a lot of the history that was done. And I learned a lot more about you, brother. You know what I mean? To validate your story. And I appreciate all of that. You know what I mean? It was a good experience that I would like to experience a lot more often.
And I'll say, a lot of people don't know just how well Jimmy White is connected.
Right.
Like, he knows just so many different people because he's worked in so many different areas, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C. And when you go out with him and you see him outside of Atlantic City, you see, I mean, I saw it at the Urban One Honors thing with Kathy Hughes.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he was on the red carpet, like, he was, and they was interviewing him. Everybody in D.C. knew who he was. Like, people were flocking to Jimmy Whitehead. You think it's funny?
No, I'm not
He
laughing.
was right up
No,
there
this
with
the thing.
Jamie
This the
Foxx.
thing, James.
He was
blending in.
just chilling.
listen,
And
I've
I
been-
was like, dang, he was
I've
up
been
there
knowing
with Jamie
Jimmy for
Foxx.
about 10 years, and Jimmy and I, along with Brother Steve and a whole host of people from Atlantic City,
Yes.
when he was running for campaign, and another time too,
Yeah.
because I've traveled to D.C. twice,
Right.
to be in Jimmy's space, so to speak, and I was quite impressed both times. We actually went down to the HUD building to meet with Dr. Ben Carson
Yeah.
and his affiliates, and that was very interesting. And then also we went another time when he had the first summit last year, and they had the senator there, James Clyburn, came in and gave a nice, beautiful speech. So it was quite impressive to see that he had the Chamber of Commerce building on lockdown. He had it on lock.
Heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the whole Federal Chamber of Commerce building
That's
on lock.
fantastic.
And when you go inside a building like that with marble walls and brass rails and the whole building's made, it just makes you feel like you
Important.
yeah, you feel like in another world. Then I walked in there and I said, I'm here. Oh, you here for Jimmy? It's like, I'm here, I'm in a government building. And I said, yeah, I'm trying to come. Oh, you're here for Jimmy.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
oh, okay.
It's like roll up
They didn't
red
say
carpet.
Jimmy White or Mr. White. They said, oh, you're here for Jimmy.
Y'all making
Yeah.
too much. No, okay. So let's move on.
But that's what it takes.
Yeah,
Is
but thank
like
you.
it's
God
not
bless
what you
you.
know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
It's divine connections, and
Well-
you don't use your connections selfishly, is what we're saying.
Right.
You have bought these connections that you've developed through your professional career back to the city of Atlantic City to empower the people. So that's what I like about working with you is that you have surrounded. You're not just you're just very diverse, and you have
Tom said that.
networks of people from all different nationalities and all different groups all over the world who have an vested interest in helping you to develop Atlantic City. So I think
They
that's
help
really
us.
exciting.
They help us. It's us.
So thank you.
Right, all
Thank you
of
for
us.
letting me know
Right,
what
we're
an
a team.
opportunity zone is. And Teddy
Yeah.
Taché.
Teddy Taché. So, Teddy, give us your overview for the people to hear what
Fantastic
went on at
job.
that summit. What was your thoughts about the summit? What went on there? What was your mission? What was accomplished, etc.?
So I must let everyone know right now I am multitasking because those of you who know me know that I do real estate full time. So as I'm actually negotiating deals and going back and forth. So I stepped away to answer these questions right now. So the gist of it is it's time. And what I mean by it's time for people to go ahead and start doing what they know that they can do and rally the people who may or may not know what it is to get things done around them. Opportunity Zones has helped to level the playing field in a lot of different ways. The timing and the money is now, so let's take advantage of it and let's move forward to make things happen.
What are your thoughts about this amazing Paul Bonds from Vegas, the entrepreneur extraordinaire, that he was on Facebook here and he was on Facebook in Vegas today talking about how he's already made the decision, and you know, Teddy, you're working on the details, that we're moving forward to create a new call center in Atlantic City that's going to create 150 jobs. Okay, that's come out of that thing already. This is something that we moving on this week, Teddy Taché. What are your thoughts about Paul Bonds coming up with this fabulous idea? Matter of fact, I had a conversation in the car with Paul Bonds when Dominique was sitting right there in the car with me.
Absolutely.
Because I've been taking Dominique with me everywhere because I want him to learn how Derek and Lisa and James Z and I do business around everything. And the best way for him to learn is to be there. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts about this new call center that Paul Bonds is going to build here and create these jobs?
Well, of course, one of the things that we've always talked about is you can't talk about infrastructure or real estate or anything else until you bring in industry. So this is a prime example of how you have to have the real estate or the building, and then you have to have something to go in it, the business, in order to make it work. So we're looking at something where literally we're taking the real estate component and the business component, putting it into mainstream and watching it work. It has to, because like there is no real estate without business, and then there's no business without real estate. They have to work in tandem. And like I said, this is a prime example of saying, hey, not only are we going to come, we're going to have the summit, but within the week, not even 7 days after the summit, we're going to put pencil to paper.
Yeah.
We are going to literally bring to fruition jobs and begin to pump money into the economy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
fantastic.
You know, right away, right after the summit, it ain't talking loud and saying nothing. It's talking softly and doing a lot, you know? Because when we create 100 to 150 jobs in Atlantic City, led by Paul Bonds, with something that he is extraordinary at doing, that's going to be a statement so profound, and you're going to work on the building to make sure, because your company, Jiffy,
In a Jiffy cleaning service.
Inner Jiffy Cleaning Service is Dominique Robinson's new business. He's setting it up. And when we start, Derek Brock and I, along with James E. King, we're going to start acquiring some property, because a couple of these investors that came to our summit said, look, we're going to put up the money for you guys to buy some property, fix the property up as the beginning of the Cyber Triangle. Just to get started, it's going to be some small buildings that we take ownership of first before we get to the huge development that's going to create 5,000 jobs. But at least if we start off with 150 jobs doing this, and then we start off with a couple of other 100 jobs, before you know it, we got some 200 or 300 jobs that have nothing to do with the Cyber Triangle. And the average person, particularly Paul, is focused on hiring returning veterans. That's his higher priority. He was in the car talking with us, and he was on the video. You can go look at Facebook. He said his number one priority is hiring returning citizens who did a little time because they made a mistake and they cleaned up their life. They came out. They deserve a second chance. Our second priority is hiring addicts who have cleaned up their life and, went to get cleaned up. And how do they say, what do you go through the process?
Rehabilitation.
The rehabilitation. Once they clean up, we're going to hire them. He said we're going to focus on hiring people that other folks turn away. And when you go through his training process and you learn how much money you can make on what he's going to teach us to do, all you're going to say is, thank you, God. That's all you can say. Right. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little break. And we come back, we're talking to Mimi. What's your whole name, Mimi?
Mimi Nambo.
Mima Nambo?
Mimi Nambo.
Nambo. You Latino?
Yes, I'm Latina.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
You know who taught me how to say that?
Who? Celeste.
Celeste,
I knew it.
Okay. We're going to hello. We're going to take a little break. And we're coming back with
Mimi Nambo and the census topic.
Yes, the census topic. We get ready to have a good time talking about census.
Yes.
So we'll take a little music, and in a few minutes we come back, and we're going to talk about this important issue, the census topic. Okay? Stick with us, y'all. Atlantic City is on the rise.
Yes.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got the groove. We got it. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe. And if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together, gonna polish up our act. Well, and if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. No. We're moving, we're grooving. We're moving, yeah. We're grooving. Move it, go. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. I know we got the groove. Ain't no
The Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour, power to the people, talking about the power of the people of Atlantic City, a platform for people to discuss ideas of the community, creating an all-inclusive environment where people of Atlantic City can actively participate in the economic revitalization of Atlantic City's future. This forum will focus on black and white capitalism, working together to create red, white, and blue capitalism. Every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. on WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM. WeHaveGospel.com. The Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour. Power to the people.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back here on the Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour with the Power Hour friends. And just before we bring on this fabulous senorita, Mimi Nambo, I want Dominique, hold your shirt up. Let's see Dominique's sweatshirt. Let's see. Take your earphones off a minute and come over behind me. I want y'all to see Dominique's new sweatshirt. We get ready to take it large and live with Dominique. Look at this. What it say? It say, AC vote no March 31st.
That's
okay?
nice.
We gotta vote, man. Come out.
Come out and vote no. Give it a referendum. This is one of the leaders right here, one of the young leaders of the future of Atlantic City, Dante Robinson. Dominique. I call him number 5. That's a very special guy. So you'll see him in a T-shirt, and we're going to be doing great things together. Thank you, partner. Thank you, partner. You're going to put it on, my man. So, madam, let's turn it over to Mimi so you can tell us about this important issue.
Yes. So good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone.
All right.
Thank you so much to WEHA, the Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour, for the opportunity to come here and speak about the census. Humbly, my name is Mimi Nambo. I am the chairperson for the Atlantic City Census Count Committee, and I just wanted to take the time to just briefly speak about census. What is the census? Why is it so important? And how we hope that the Atlantic City community come together to make sure that everyone is counted. So starting with the basics, everybody knows the Constitution. In the Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, it stipulates that every 10 years, the United States has to do a head count on everyone living in the United States. All right, so let me tell you something. The first census was done in 1790.
Wow.
That was when my grandma, was up and living and all that. So this will be the 24th count, census count, because remember, census is every 10 years. So the census, all right, so once we get the count and we get individuals to complete the census, it creates, what is it called? It creates statistics. With those statistics is how funding is provided and distributed throughout the United States. So yes, and that helps build schools, public transportation, hospitals. So for instance, let's say that 10 years ago, our population was 20,000 and we had 20 schools. If we don't get those, if the population grew within the next 10 years, and it's a double, it's like 40,000, but we still only got the 20 schools, then it becomes a problem. So that's why it's so important that we complete the census form. So now this year, usually you will complete the census form by mail. A survey questionnaire will be mailed to your house, and that's how you complete the form. This time, they wanted to make sure that it will make it easier individuals to complete the form. So there's 3 ways now that you can complete the form. You can complete it by mail, by internet, or by phone. On the second week of March, 95% of the United States will be receiving a document by mail, the census form. So 95% of the nation will be receiving it by mail.
What will we receive it?
The second week of March.
Okay.
Yep, they're going to receive something by mail. And National Census Day is April 1st. There's going to be, and that's celebrated nationwide. The city of Atlantic City is going to be having an amazing event. I don't want to go into details because they're at this time they're doing the flyer, but it's going to be, just save the date, April 1st from 10 to 2 at City Hall. Yes, and that's going to be April 1st, and we encourage everyone to be there, but the city will be providing more details as to what event is going to be taken. So as the chair, we have a humble committee, and we have 10 subcommittees. For instance, we have a subcommittee for the Bangladesh, for the Latino, for the immigrants, African Americans, seniors, youth. If you think of anything else, let me know. I'll add it on there. Small businesses, organizations. And the goal is basically to encourage individuals to complete that form. It is confidential, it is safe, and it is so important that Atlantic City completes the form. Let me tell you, according to the Census 2010 research, over 33% of the Atlantic City population failed to complete the census form.
10 years ago.
Yes. Over 33%. So only 66 point something was the response of individuals completing the form, which means that we lost millions of dollars. And we cannot, we can't afford that. Atlantic City, we're going through some things right now. And again, we encourage everyone to put your whatever it is aside and let's come together like the big family that we are and complete that census form. As the chairperson, I've gotten people telling me, oh, well, somebody's doing this for the census, somebody's doing that. Are you aware of it? I don't care. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I will encourage you to let us know. Why? Because we're currently working with the county, and we are currently working very closely with the city of Pleasantville. So the more that we know on what you guys are doing to educate individuals to complete the form, we could put it on the county's website. We could get more people to come because, like, for instance, the county comes to our meetings. We go to the county's meetings. Pleasantville comes to ours, and that's how we try to help each other as much as we can. One of the things that I said that actually we all decided to do in the subcommittee was to, not only just have leaders involved in the committee. So that's why we came to the idea of inviting the entire community for a community census meeting. So on Thursday, February 27th, we're going to be having a community census meeting at City Hall. It starts at 5 o'clock. And we have a person that's certified, that's from the census, that's going to be doing a 15-minute presentation to educate us all as to why it's important, the basics. And job opportunities information will be provided. Anyone that's interested in applying for a census job, they could apply it at www.census2020. It's www.census2020 /jobs.com. And they could apply through the internet.
Say that one more time.
That will be www.census2020 /.com. And
that's for jobs?
That's for jobs, yeah. Anyone that's interested in becoming an enumerator. An enumerator pays anywhere from $16.25 to $20 an hour.
$20 an hour?
Yes, and also 58 cents per mileage.
Wow.
Yes, so again, it is
so
good
a person
money.
works 10 hours a day, they can make $200 a day?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
And there's no limit in terms of how much they can...
Well, it's 40 hours.
40 hours a week.
You could apply for part-time or you could apply for full-time. Listen, I've worked since 2000.
Did you?
I worked since 2010. I ain't telling you my age, but anyways, I'm here in 2020.
That's a blessing.
And listen, and let me tell you, it's so easy. They don't micromanage you. They just want to make sure that you go out there and you get the numbers counted. Why is it so important? Why am I going so hardcore in Atlantic City? Because, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. I've been working with census within the administration since I was working for the city. I worked for the city for 7 years, but my last year I worked in the mayor's office. So census, they reach out to municipalities like 4 years before it's time to do the count. Why? Because they want the municipalities to clean up their list, because census only has the 2010 list. All right, so it was so important. So I was assigned to that from when I was in the mayor's office. Then I left. Then there was a new administration. Frank came on board. I met with Frank. We were getting ready to start stuff to clean up the list. Then whatever happened. Now I'm working very closely with the new administration. They've been very, helpful. Anything that I need and the committee needs, they do anything that they can to make sure that, because again, this is a big deal. Like, we really need to encourage everyone to complete that form. A lot of the people that doesn't complete it is the immigrant community. That's why we have built relationships with the Chinese Association in Atlantic City, with the Atlantic County Bangladesh Association, with the South Jersey Bangladesh Association, with the Latinos committees and coalitions, and name it. We've been out there trying to encourage individuals to please. You don't have to worry. I know that it was like about 6 months ago. There was a lot of noise because our current administration, the presidency, wanted to add the citizenship question
Right.
into that questionnaire, and a lot of people were like, "What?"
So what
imagine
ended up happening with that?
You know what? They ended up going to court. The question was removed. That question is not on the questionnaire. But now trying to go out there and let
spread the
everyone know,
message.
it's like it's just a whole nother job.
scared.
pretty much.
Immigrants are scared.
Oh,
They're afraid,
definitely. Yeah,
right.
They're very afraid.
Very afraid.
Yes. So again, please, anyone, anyone that's listening to this great station, I encourage you from the bottom of my heart to please complete that form. There's going to be stations. We're currently working on those stations where, for instance, you could go to the library. If you don't know how to read, write, if you don't understand how to complete that form, there will be stations where you'll be able to go and individuals will assist you complete the form. We're having a community meeting on Thursday, February 27th. That meeting is going to be at City Hall, located at 1301 Backrack Boulevard, Atlantic City, New Jersey, 08401. That meeting will consist of a presentation. We've been promoting this meeting a lot, so hopefully the goal is to also do like a little promo video where everybody will say, please complete the census, and because what better than our own to promote our own.
Right.
So our goal is to, maybe we'll get 609 to pull out their cameras and record while everybody's screaming census. One of the things that we started was also a Atlantic City Census Challenge. As you know, social media is a great deal and is a great platform that we felt that we need to incorporate in our census promotion. So we started an Atlantic City Census Challenge. So all of you guys, I challenge everyone here
Okay.
to upload your video and let us know how you're going to be counted. Again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank.
Is there a page?
Is there a No, you're gonna get your Facebook and you're just gonna put record and you're gonna say, "Hi, my name is," and this is how I'm going to fill out my census form today.
Okay.
So it's just like a little fun. I also last week I had a birthday party for my niece at my house, and I seen all these little kids. So I set them down and I explained them the basic about the census, and they were like all hyped up. And guess what? We did a little video with them. Complete the census form, help build our future, and then they started dancing. So anything helps. We're going to be promoting more after the next council meeting because a little bit of funding was provided to the county to promote, and some of that money was
really?
allocated to the city and to Pleasantville as well. So that's why we're all working together. And once we get that little bit of money, we'll be able to provide flyers. Maybe we could go to the senior complexes and buy like donuts and coffee, whatever we need to do to encourage anyone, families, kids, parents, to complete that form. Listen, I don't stop. I was telling someone, I said, listen, if those numbers don't go down, meaning that the 33%, I'll retire from public service because we've been working so hard. And again, it's very important. A lot of people don't think it is, but Census 2020 is the deal, and I encourage everyone to apply. If anybody has any questions, you are in the Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour. Shoot the questions away. I'm here to answer.
And we
So,
posted
BA, do
the.
you have a hashtag? If everybody is posting and you do a hashtag so you can create a trend for AC 2020 census
nice.
or hashtag
Who
AC
is that?
2020
I love
census, anything like that.
You know what?
Those millennials, I
I
tell
love
you.
her, yes.
That's Teddy Tashe Payton.
Okay,
So
hi,
I'm-
Miss
You got to
Patty.
start the trend, so we got to get it trending.
Right.
You know what? Yes. Okay, so what do you want it to say? Hashtag Atlantic City Census 2020?
Right.
So that means that every time I post something, I
anybody
put...
who posts,
Put
and
AC,
you just
put
have
AC.
to basically say
AC
that you're using the same thing. So when people go and look for the census, it's all collected, and they see all the different pictures. They see everybody's, different stories or different contributions.
Instagram.
You
Now,
know
the thing that I
what?
wanted to add in with the census is it's like anything else. Like if you don't vote, then you don't get the right to say,
Yes. That's true. And you know
That
what?
you don't
Can
like
you start the
something going
first
on.
one?
So
And
with
you could
Fences,
tag me
you don't-
so that I could get started too.
Yeah.
My name is Mimi Number. You can find me on Facebook. MIMI. NSN Nancy AMBO. And you know what? I have a 500 people rule. I don't have more than 500 people on my Facebook. I don't know why. I just don't want like.
Sound like you need a lot more. 'Cause
Let me tell you,
have
no,
a-
I'm very popular. No, I'm
That's-
extremely
that's what I'm
popular.
saying. It sounds
I
like
thank
it.
God. But I see some people that have like 5,000 followers and like they get like 2 likes. So you don't need that much. You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing.
I just keep 500,
let's-
but my face will be jumping.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear about that because sometimes people are looking for likes, but that's not the way Facebook actually works.
Right, but you know what?
The
There's a lot of
audience.
information is always out there being disseminated all the time. So even though people may not reply or respond or hit the like button, you'd be surprised how many people I run into in the supermarket that don't like or don't comment. I don't even know that they're even on Facebook.
Right.
And they'll say, hey, I saw you on Facebook. I like what you're doing. So even though you may not see that you're getting a response, believe me, it's showing up.
Yeah, you know what? I know, but I just have my own little, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep my 502 because I will be accepting
See,
the young lady.
I don't want to say, I don't want to insult anyone here, but I think
No, I get it.
the era has a lot to do with it too. So we're older.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're coming in behind something. Where the younger generation are probably looking for more followers.
Right.
Where the older generation seems like, what's all these
Keep
people
it
for?
moderate.
Yeah, I'm more like a
Yeah.
500 and I'm good.
Yeah, so
I don't know why.
10 years from now, you'll probably have a different attitude because Facebook will become more the
You
norm.
think so?
Social media, yeah,
Probably.
because it's still new. It's still new.
Yeah, I'm like 500 is
have
too
a
many for me. But anyways,
gentleman
again,
call from
the goal
Vegas.
here. Listen, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. The Jimmy.
No, thank
Whitehead.
you. Thank you. Don't go
I
nowhere
was-
either.
I'm not.
What we're
I'm
gonna do?
staying right here with
This is
you
what we're gonna
guys.
do. We're gonna take 10 seconds, and then when we come back, we're gonna have Paul Bonds call in from Vegas, and he's gonna talk to us about the Legend Boxing Foundation event coming up in July with this extravaganza, and he's gonna talk about the 100 to 150 jobs he wants to create here in Atlantic City, which Derek Brock and Dominique are we're gonna work with him on. So right after the music, we're just gonna take a little music break, and when we come back, we're gonna have Paul Bonds call in from Las Vegas to talk about entrepreneurship, capitalism, patriotic philanthropy, Legend Boxing Foundation fighting, all the good stuff on the beach, the ocean of Atlantic City. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the Ain't no stopping us now. We got to do. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got to do. We got it. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe. And if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together, gonna polish up our act. Well, and if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well,
Okay. We We have Mimi and Teddy Taché and Lisa Diane and Dominique Robinson and Derek Brock and James Z. King of 609 Vibe 609 in here talking about the Census Bureau. And then we get ready to switch tracks a little bit. We have Mr. Chairman Paul Bonds. Are you online?
Yes, I'm here, Jimmy. I'm here.
Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Atlantic City, we have one of your Atlantic City original guys, Paul Bonds, joining us online from Las Vegas. And Paul, I'd like you to take a little time and talk to us about, well, first, thank you for joining us for the summit. Thank you for bringing Legend Boxing Foundation to the table so we can do some patriotic philanthropy project in the future. But right now, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Bonds, because I'd like you to tell us a little about a Legend Boxing Foundation event we're going to do in July. And then I'd like you to tell the people of Atlantic City about this brilliant idea you have to create 100-plus new jobs in Atlantic City. So with that, Paul Bonds, please, Vice President of the Legend Boxing Foundation, and turn it over to you, sir.
Okay. How you doing, Jimmy? It's always a pleasure speaking with you. I'm sitting here. First of all, thanks for the invite, number one. I'm sitting here in beautiful Sun Las Vegas. I know it's a little chilly in Atlantic City. I'm not rubbing it in your face.
He's showing off. He's showing off. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm very happy, honored, and privileged for, first of all, meeting you when I came to Atlantic City and discussing some things that I feel is very important, not only to myself, but also to the residents of Atlantic City. I lived in the Atlantic City area for 30 years. I've worked in many places there. I worked at Trump Plaza Casino. I worked at Wyndham Selling Timeshare. I worked at the Flagship. And I made a whole lot of money in that town. Okay, and then obviously I took the money and left. I kind of feel I owe Atlantic City. And my way of giving back to the city, obviously one man cannot take care of all problems, but everybody can do their part. Okay? And what I want to do is I want to bring championship boxing back to Atlantic City. Okay, Atlantic City, 25, 30 years ago.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hello?
Yeah, we were clapping
Right
for you. We were clapping hands. Yes, sir.
Right. 25, 30 years ago, there was only two places that you can see a boxing match. That's in Atlantic City, New Jersey, or Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, now you have boxing matches going on all over the entire world and the entire country. So Atlantic City got kind of kicked to the curb on that, and I want to be the person to bring it back. In conjunction with my boss, Eva Rowley, who is the president of Legends Boxing Foundation, LBF. I'm sure you guys probably see it all over Facebook. Mm-hmm. But we are going to be having a massive title fight in Atlantic City. I think it's going to be at the Showboat. We're still putting the details together. It's going to take place in July of this year.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a huge fight. And the reason, one of the main reasons we picked July, because obviously it's very, very warm in July. The beaches are packed. It's very hot there, humid. And we felt July was a great time to have the fight because we want everyone to come out and take a look at the fight. Okay? So that's our way of showing Atlantic City that this is the beginning of something humongous. And we're going to do everything that we can on our part to help bring professional title fights back to Atlantic City where boxing belongs.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. Excellent.
The other project that I'm working on, which I feel is very important as well, is job creation. Okay, and let me kind of sum everything up in a nutshell. There's two classes of people that always have a very tough time finding a job. The first class of people are people with criminal backgrounds. The second class of people are people that are in addiction recovery. I feel it's wrong for employers to discriminate against those kind of people because I want to be honest with you, Jimmy. I have a son, and my son has a criminal record.
Right.
And my son spent a whole entire year putting in applications, putting in resumes, doing and my son's a good kid,
right,
doing everything he possibly could to find a job, and no one would hire him.
Right.
So that's what made me get on this mission and say, look, you know what? I'm going to create some jobs specifically for people with criminal records and people in addiction recovery.
God bless you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
it's like re-entry,
my
re-entry.
goal is, and I'm going to accomplish this mission, and obviously I'm going to do it with your help.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what I want to do is I want to locate a building in the city of Atlantic City, not Pleasantville, not Egg Harbor Township, not Galloway, not Margate. I'm in the city of Atlantic City, in the heart of it.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to open a call center, and I'm going to create between 150 and 200 call center jobs.
Wow.
and I'm going to specifically target to hire people with criminal records.
Wow.
And people with addiction recovery.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
I feel that's important, and like I said, I'd say that again. Just because a person has a criminal record does not mean that they are a bad person.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Even
sir.
though society prejudge them and say they are when they run that criminal background, oh, can't hire you, sorry. Next, whoops, can't
Wow.
hire you, sorry. Well, Jimmy, that's something.
Yeah.
By creating these jobs, not only will we put people back to work, okay, so they can feed their families and
Yeah.
feed their children and feed their wives and feed their husbands, okay?
Yeah.
It will also reduce the crime rate.
Yeah.
Because if people are working, there's no need to commit crime.
Right.
Because they have a job, they have plenty of money coming in, and they don't need to do that stuff. They don't need to sell drugs. They don't need to rob people, break into burglaries. They're not going to do those things. So it's going to substantially reduce the crime rate in addition to putting people back to work, okay, that's having a tough time finding a job. That's important to me.
Wow.
That's my way. Although I moved to Las Vegas and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, that's my way of giving back to the people of Atlantic City.
That's enormous. That's enormous. Derek Brock, would you like to ask Mr. Bonds any question, or Lisa Diane Hall, or Dominique? You have any questions for Mr. Bond?
Well, I just want to commend him for his vision and his willingness to come back to Atlantic City. I feel that a lot of people should be coming back to Atlantic City that have left Atlantic City and give something back, because it seems like most of the people that are capable of doing things have left. So I commend him for coming back and wanting to continue to be a part of Atlantic City's growth, and just I'm just excited just to hear that the boxing is coming back to Atlantic City. That's big.
Is Susan getting ready to do
I
the
want to
show?
commend you just for giving people a second chance. That's awesome that you're taking that initiative,
Yes.
because even I have a little something on my record that I won't talk about.
Right.
But it's there, and I'm a good person, but I'm self-employed, but if I did have to, apply for that job, would it come up? Would it be an issue? And this is the problem for a lot of people. And because you're giving them that chance, people just need that one chance. We discussed this at the summit, in your hiring practices. People just need that one chance, because everybody's not bad because they may have just something on their record. So we commend you. Thank you.
I thank you very much for that. And Jimmy, here's what another thing that employers fail to realize.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, if you hire somebody with a criminal record, especially someone that's constantly accustomed to getting shot down from employment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Chances are that person that you hire is most likely going to be your best employer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they could
Yeah.
be your
Yeah.
number one guy or number
Yeah.
one girl.
Yeah.
If you teach them,
They just need a
train them,
chance.
motivate them, educate them how to do that job, they're most likely going to show up for work every day.
Yeah.
They're going to work, my French, they're going to work their asses off.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're going to become your top employee. Okay, so that's how, me as an employer, I'm an employer. Me as an employer, I hire people like that. I love hiring people with criminal records. I love it. Because I see the opportunity in hiring someone like that. Right? But most people with criminal records, they know that they're going to stay at that job because they know it's not going to be easy for them to find another job. So they're more likely to stay there. They're more likely to work extremely harder than most people, and they're more likely to make you a lot of money as an employer. So that's the benefit by hiring people with criminal records.
Well, in the last 7 minutes, Mr. Bonds, we have a young man here who you really inspired. His name is Dominique Robinson. You probably know his brother or somebody. Does Derek know some of your family? Not Derek.
I'm not sure.
Mr.
Pretty
Bonds.
much, I got an uncle that's popular in the town.
I think so. I mean, I know so many people. His name sounds familiar. I know
Yeah,
so many people.
yeah, you know his family. Well, this young brother, he's a returning citizen. He did his time, and he came out, and he's working with Derek and I. He's going to be working with you. Because, matter of fact, when soon we found our building, because you told me, you said, Jimmy, I want people from Atlantic City, returning citizens, to have the first opportunities. When we found our building, he's going to be the guy that's going to clean our building up, fix our building up, paint our building up, creating jobs right there.
Absolutely, and we would love to hire him. And I don't know if he can hear me, but even if he knows someone else that's in his situation that made a mistake, he paid his dues, now he's back in the society. If you know other people like that, those are the people that we want to talk to, Jimmy. We want to hire those people.
Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure they'll be the best workers, like you said. I got some good friends that The only thing in between them being successful is opportunity. With you guys providing opportunity, they're going to be the best. I guarantee it. I know. I bet my bottom dollar they will make the whole city proud and be grateful for an opportunity to turn a new leaf and be seen in a positive light.
Wow.
Well, make sure you pass the word and let everybody in the whole entire city, especially exclusively people with criminal records. We are creating jobs exclusively for them. Okay, and we are going to put them back to work. So please pass the word. And once we start our project, the word starts to spread around. Everyone's going to apply for a job, and we are not doing any background checks. In fact, not only are we not doing background checks, I am going to specifically have my secretary put in big black bold letters, no background checks required.
Wow.
All right, so we don't have anything to worry about. We are going to hire them.
Well, you heard that right here on WEHA, the Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour, that we are focused on creating jobs now in Atlantic City and hiring returning citizens first as a priority. So, listen, we don't need to change the form of government. Matter of fact, my man Dominique is sitting here. He got a black hoodie on that says AC Vote No March 31st. So we don't need to change the government to make Atlantic City bigger and better. We just need to invite people like Paul Bonds to Atlantic City who don't talk about it. They be about it. Okay? I've been following Paul Bonds for several years. And every time he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And if you ask him for some money and you ain't busting your butt to get it done, he's going to tell you get out his face because there's certain things I can't say on the radio that Paul will tell you. But Paul will put you in your place. He likes people that work. And Paul, I'm gonna let you have the last word here tonight.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jimmy. My last word is this. Like I said again, I'm focusing diligently on this project of creating these 150 to 200 jobs, and I'm also spending a lot of time here in Nevada because obviously right now Las Vegas is the boxing capital of the world. I have met a plethora amount of resources here that I can talk to that's going to help me get this thing done for Atlantic City as far as the LBF is concerned, Legends Boxing Foundation, and bringing more championship boxing to Atlantic City. That is a priority of mine as well. So I'm working on two things, the job creation and also bringing boxing back to Atlantic City. Hey, I sat in Trump Plaza and I dealt cards back in 92, 93, 94, 95, 6. All right. And I sat there and watched many title fights. That Atlantic City was popping. I mean, Pacific Avenue, Atlantic Avenue. There was so much traffic. All right. When I just got back from there, I was kind of saddened when I looked down Pacific Avenue from the Ocean Casino. I could pretty much see all the way down to near the Hilton Casino. And it wasn't that many cars.
Yeah.
And I was like, something's wrong with the city.
Yeah.
You know, we needed to do something to bring people back to Atlantic City. And that's what I plan on doing with you, in conjunction with working with you, and getting these title fights back in Atlantic City, creating those jobs in Atlantic City. I'm going to tell you, Jimmy, we are going to make a difference. People are going to sit back and say, what the hell? Who is this guy, Paul Bonds? He created 200 jobs. He got my family working. They got boxing. I mean, like, who is this guy? All right. And then, and you know, I'm not looking for any accolades or anything like that. I just want to give back to such a great city that did so much for me and my wife for 31 years. We made plenty of money. You know, we lived a great life there. I got nothing negative to say about Atlantic City other than people are going to start taking advantage of that city. Okay, where else are you going to find such a beautiful town with an ocean, with a pretty beach? Nowhere.
At your doorstep. At your door. And with that, brother, this last minute, thank you so much, Mr. Bonds. We're going to dedicate this last minute to Sean Rock taking us out with the Atlantic City National Anthem, Atlantic City. Paul, I'll be calling you later. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence in Atlantic City, and thank you for believing in the ocean by the city. God bless you, Atlantic City. God bless you, Paul Bonds. God bless America. God bless everybody always.
I'm from a town where the dreams are big. Non-stop around the clock to find your means to live. History throughout the timeline. Casinos hit the skyline. A few comedy clubs got the tourists in love. Summertime beach bars make you feel like you was.
The Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour. Power to the people. Talking about the power of the people of Atlantic City. A platform for people to discuss ideas of the community. Creating an all-inclusive environment where people of Atlantic City can actively participate in the economic revitalization of Atlantic City's future. This forum will focus on Black and white Capitalism, working together to create red, white, and blue capitalism. Every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. on WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM. WeHaveGospel.com, the Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour. Power to the people.
WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
WEHA, Port Republic, Atlantic City, and now on FM translator 100.3 W262CF, Atlantic
Hawks
City,
Janitorial
Pleasantville.
in business since 1987. We are looking for reliable cleaning staff for full and part-time positions. Experience preferred but not necessary. If interested, 609-484-0452 or stop by the office for an application at 3 Canale Drive, Egg Harbor Township, 08234.